I'm on my way to go pick up a Pontiac. What is it? I think it's a Grand Prix. It has a misfire. It's my neighbor's car. So just going down the road here to pick it up. No, this does not mean I'm a mobile mechanic. Okay. Alright, keys in the ignition already. It's running. Definitely felt a little shaky on startup. See the check engine lights on. How many miles? Where's the miles on this thing? 211,000. Alright, once I put the car into drive, I could definitely feel the misfire better. It's more pronounced. First of all, let's see if this thing has a clear flood mode. Turn the engine off. Key on. Pedal to the metal. Alright, sounds good as far as compression. That's a very good sign. By the way, it's a 2005. And I pulled codes hoping to get some direction on which cylinder is misfiring, but no go. It just says engine misfire detected. We got a large evap leak and then a maximum added long shift. We're not worried about that. So let me use the scanner, see if there's any live data as far as misfire counters. Now I'll tell you what, when you start this thing up, it like struggles to start, almost like it's not a single cylinder misfire. It feels like two cylinders, and right now it's shaking pretty bad, guys. Yeah, really bad. This is definitely not a single misfire. This leads me to believe that it might be a problem with a ignition coil, because on this car it has 6 cylinders but it has 3 coils. I think it's called a waste spark system. So one coil feeds 2 different cylinders, and when that one coil fails, obviously it takes out 2 cylinders. So that's where I'm leaning towards this. But again, let me see if I can use a scanner to find misfire data. And of course, the whole time this thing was bucking like crazy. The second I get into misfire counters and the screen actually loads, the car goes to running perfectly smooth. I tried putting it in gear. It's not making a difference. It's not causing the misfires this time. Oh wait, I felt something. There it goes. Cylinder 1. Man, so it is just one cylinder. This thing feels pretty bad on a single misfire. That's crazy. Put it back into park. And you can see it's still misfiring. Okay, so now we have some direction. We know it's cylinder 1. So that's good, that helps us. Let's go ahead and check history misfires if that's available. I just want to make sure it wasn't a different cylinder misfiring at the same time. And sometimes there might be a few misfires like fish bites on other cylinders, and that's just because the one that is misfiring just causes that. But we'll see. Okay, so here's 1 and 4 have a lot. So we saw this one counting up, but it was also showing on the history number 4. So I'm going to let me see if cylinders 1 and 4 are tied to the same ignition coil. And this is what I was talking about, like a little fish bite misfire. See, we got 2, 3, and 4. I wouldn't worry about any of that stuff. The main problem here is 1 and possibly even 4, because that's a lot of count on a cylinder 4 misfire. Alright, after doing some research, it turns out that cylinders 1 and 4 are on the same exact ignition coil, and it's going to be this one. I'll put up a picture on the screen right now of the image I found online. So you know, these are in here tight. And guys, what are the chances that like 1 and 4 spark plugs are bad, or numbers 1 and 4 ignition wires are bad? You know what I'm saying? What are the chances? But the one thing that they are both connected to is this ignition coil. And guys, I know what you're saying. Well, what if it's the module? This module is brand new. I just put this ignition module. It sits right underneath the coils right here. I just put this in like 2 months ago. The car's been a first of all, it was a crank no start when I went to the guy's house and tried to diagnose this. And then when I pulled out this connector right here, I found there was a few pins that were like fried. The module was toast. So not only did I replace the ignition module, but I also replaced this entire harness. Look how nice and clean the wires look for that module. So the module is only like I said, like 2 months old. Okay, it's the coil. Everything's pointing towards the coil. And what I can do is you know, just to prove a point here, and it's really easy, is to swap the coils around. We'll take this coil, this is the one that's tied to number 1 and 4, and we'll swap it with the top one right here. And if our misfires follow to whichever cylinders this one is tied to, it's a done deal. You know you have a bad ignition coil. Alright, so I went ahead and switched the coils. Super easy to do. There's just a bolt right there and then one right there after you unplug the leads. So I put an X on the suspected bad coil so there's no confusion. So at this point, now we should have misfires on cylinders 6 and 3. So one or the other or both. Let's go ahead, start her up and look at the scanner. Okay, so it barely wanted to start. I had to hold the accelerator pedal just to keep the engine running. Come on, scanner, work faster. Cylinders number 3. What numbers did I say, guys? I can't remember. Let me double check the image. Yep, it's numbers 3 and 6 now. So of course, just like when the coil was in the other spot, it was 1 primarily, but looking at the history, we were able to tell that it was also misfiring on number 4. And now that we moved the coil, it's primarily firing or misfiring on number 3. And I guarantee you, if you were to drive this thing around long enough, we would also see misfires on number 6. So it's a done deal. This thing needs a ignition coil. And now, since it's running, I can take my foot off the pedal and it stays running. So yeah, guys, just a bad ignition coil. Pretty simple one here. I'll talk to the owner, see what he wants to do. If he wants me to order the part online and the car sits in his house for I don't know, a week not driving it, or he just stops at a auto parts store and gets it fixed the same day. So I'll let you guys know. A few hours later, the owner just dropped off a new coil. Got one from CarQuest, which is probably, I think that's Napa. So let's go ahead and zip off this one real quick and change them out. I got the new coil installed. It took all of 30 seconds. The new one did come with like a new gasket that goes right underneath the coil. But like I said, this ignition control module is brand spanking new. So all the rubber gaskets on it are brand new also. There's no point in me trying to pick that one out to replace it because the one on there is perfectly fine. So let me get my scanner, we'll start her up, clear the codes, and hopefully everything should be okay. Alright, so I've gone ahead and cleared out the codes. Let's start her up. I got the misfire counted right here. Starts up real quick and runs perfect from the very beginning. Not like last time where I had to hold my foot on the accelerator pedal just to keep it running. Yeah, I don't feel any misfires. So the new coil went on, what was it, 3 and 6? Yeah, I think it was 3 and 6. And originally where the coil was before, I think it was 1 and 4. I don't know, guys, I can barely remember. Either way, it feels really good, and as you can see, we're not counting up any misfires. So that's going to be a fix until the next thing fails on this turd. Anyways, that's going to be it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and like always, thanks for watching.